Okay, if you love bright citrusy flavors, then the super soft and moist whole orange cake is exactly what you need. Made using an entire orange minus the bitter white pith, this cake is packed with fresh, zesty goodness in every bite. Best of all, it's super simple to make with no frosting required. So to start off, you want to preheat your oven to 350F or 180C conventional and generously grease a 9-inch springform cake pan. I also like to line the bottom with parchment paper just so that it's easier to take the cake out once it's ready. Set your cake tin aside for now, and next we're going to prepare our orange. So for this recipe, you're going to need 1 large orange, and you want to start off by zesting the entire orange, making sure to only get the top orange part of the skin because we don't want the bitter white part underneath. Now I'm just zesting mine straight into a large bowl, which we'll use later on. Now next you want to remove the white bitter pith of the orange, and I'm just using a small paring knife to do this. I did try making the orange cake with the pith, but I just found it a bit too bitter, so for this recipe you want to remove it. Now you should be left with just the inside of the orange, and now I'm just going to slice that in half and pop it into a blender. Now my orange doesn't have any seeds, but if yours does, then you do want to remove the seeds before blending it. And then you just want to blend the orange until it's nice and smooth. Now you just want to pop your blended orange and orange zest aside for later, and next we're going to sift together our dry ingredients. So I've got 150 grams or 1.5 cups of plain all-purpose flour, 30 grams or 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then using a whisk, give that a good mix until it's well combined and set it aside for now. Now next you want to grab the large bowl from earlier that has the orange zest in it, and to it add in 75 grams or 1/3 cup of room temperature unsalted butter, 70 grams or 1/3 cup of unflavored vegetable oil, I use canola oil, and 250 grams or 1 1/4 cups of white granulated sugar. And then using a hand or stand mixer on a medium speed, cream that for 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy. Next you want to add in 2 large room temperature eggs one at a time while mixing on a low speed, making sure that each egg is mixed in well before adding in the next. Now to finish off our wet ingredients, you want to add in our blended orange juice from earlier. Now if you want to be super precise, then I use about 120 grams of blended orange. That's, about how much my large orange gives me. A little more or a little less will be totally fine. 45 grams or 3 tablespoons of room temperature whole milk, and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, and then you just want to mix that in until it's well combined. The batter may look slightly curdled, but that's totally fine. Now you just want to get any of the batter off of the attachments because the rest of the mixing we're going to be doing by hand. Now to finish off the batter, you want to add in your pre-sifted dry ingredients from earlier to your wet ingredients, and then using a spatula gently fold until just combined and the batter is uniform and no longer curdled. You want to be careful not to, unnecessarily overmix the batter. Now that looks and smells just incredible, and now you just want to pour this into our prepared cake pan from earlier. Now you just want to spread the batter out as evenly as you can, drop the cake tin on the counter once to remove any large air bubbles, and now this is going to go into our preheated oven for 35 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs on it. So my orange cake is all done now. It honestly smells so incredible. You want to let it cool in the cake tin for about 20 minutes just to give it a little bit of time to firm up before running a thin knife along the edges of the cake pan just to remove the cake from the edges, and then carefully taking off the edge of the springform pan. Now the cake will still be quite delicate while it's hot, so you just want to let it completely cool before carefully transferring it to a serving plate or cake stand. Now this cake is so incredible all on its own. It doesn't need any icing at all, and so all I do to just, kind of make it look a bit pretty is dust a little bit of powdered sugar on the top, and then it is ready to serve. If you're looking for a simple recipe that is just bursting with, kind of fruity flavor, then this is the one for you. It honestly has the most tender, soft crumb, and the orange flavor just comes through so nice and strong. This cake is honestly on another level. The crumb is just so incredibly velvety and soft. And the orange flavor coming from this cake is just so good. You can undoubtedly tell that it's an orange cake, but it doesn't have that kind of bitterness from the pith in it. It also has the perfect level of sweetness. It's like the perfect tea cake. So when you want something kind of just slightly sweet when you're having a cup of tea or coffee. So that is it for today, guys. If you do decide to give this beautiful, gorgeous orange cake a go, then please do leave a review on my blog. It really helps my content out, and I absolutely love hearing from you guys. I'll see you in the next video.